Key items. Typical pitfalls and critical issues in management contracts can include unclear scope of responsibilities, lack of performance benchmarks, inadequate termination provisions, ambiguous compensation structure, insufficient confidentiality and non-compete provisions, lack of performance review and evaluation, failure to address intellectual property rights, inadequate dispute resolution mechanisms, failure to address change management, lack of flexibility and adaptation. Unclear scope of responsibilities. Failing to clearly define the manager's role and responsibilities can lead to confusion, conflicts, and ineffective management. Lack of performance benchmarks. Without specific performance benchmarks or metrics, it becomes difficult to measure the manager's performance and hold them accountable for achieving desired outcomes. Inadequate termination provisions. A management contract should include provisions for termination, including notice periods, grounds for termination, and any associated penalties or obligations. Failing to address termination adequately can lead to disputes and legal issues. Ambiguous compensation structure. Unclear or ambiguous terms regarding compensation, bonuses, incentives, and benefits can lead to disagreements and disputes between the manager and the company. Insufficient confidentiality and non-compete provisions. The contract should include strong confidentiality and non-compete clauses to protect the company's proprietary information and prevent the manager from competing or sharing confidential information after the contract ends. Lack of performance review and evaluation. Regular performance reviews and evaluations should be incorporated into the contract to assess the manager's performance, provide feedback, and identify areas for improvement. Failure to address intellectual property rights. If the manager will be involved in creating or using intellectual property, such as trademarks, copyrights, or patents, the contract should clearly address ownership rights and any licensing or usage agreements. Inadequate dispute resolution mechanisms, including a dispute resolution clause that outlines the process for resolving conflicts, such as mediation or arbitration, can help mitigate disputes and avoid costly litigation. Failure to address change management. Changes in the business environment or organizational structure can impact the manager's role. The contract should address how such changes will be handled, including any adjustments to responsibilities, reporting lines, or compensation. Lack of flexibility and adaptation. Management contracts should allow for flexibility and adaptation to changing circumstances to ensure the contract remains relevant and effective over time. It is important to note that specific pitfalls and critical issues may vary depending on the nature of the management contract, industry, and specific circumstances. Consulting with legal professionals and experienced advisors can help identify and address potential pitfalls specific to a particular management contract.